Okay, so let me welcome you to another discussion on radio. It's a busy day, Friday. We'll take some time for the music a little later after this discussion. In a Friday mood. The government of Dominica, through the Small Business Support Unit, is joining the global community in celebrating International Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Day today. So we could just give it the acronym MSME. I have two guests in studio who will speak to the significance of the observance, which has a theme as well. So we will look at the theme when they come on. Let me go straight to my guests because we don't have much time. Straight to my guests and say good morning, Mr. Etienne, Mr. Bacasio. Good morning. It's a pleasure to have the two of you on.
Good day, Ivana, and good day to the listening public. It's a pleasure to be here and again to give some information relating to the MSME.
Day, Mr. Bacasio.
Good day, good morning to everybody. Thanks for having us.
Should I say happy MSME Day?
Yes, indeed, definitely.
It sounds good. Happy MSME Day.
Yes.
Tell us about, let's just get straight to it. Tell us about Dominica's involvement in this global observance as well. Let us look at the theme. What are we doing, as a small state?
Yeah. Okay, well, Ivana, the 2025 International MSME Day is really something that was founded by the United Nations General Assembly. And basically what we're attempting to do is to raise the awareness of the contributions of enterprises in Dominica and the world in general. Bacasio will speak about the theme and then we'll take it on from there.
Okay, so what is the theme for the observance this year?
Let me just double check that very quickly. The theme for this year is enhancing the role of MSME or micro, small and medium-sized enterprises as drivers of sustainable growth and innovation. So
that's a pretty long theme though. How do we break this down for the common man to understand what exactly that theme is saying, what exactly we are doing?
Mm-hmm. Well, as we all know, it's really where innovation and, not just growth, but growth that can be sustained. Growth that impact, not just the enterprise itself, but growth that impact, other facets of the society. And that is the the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. So these are technically our, here in Dominica, we call them small businesses, right? So we say that this year we would like to further enhanced, or elevate their role as the one that really drives, the one that really push this thing that we call sustainable growth, or in other words, resilient growth. A growth that can sustain, uncertainties, economic shocks, but at the same time, something that have a positive impact on the larger society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Vincent Etienne, go ahead.
In Dominica's case, that is of a great significance. Because if we understand businesses in Dominica and the definition that is being developed for the MSME, most of the businesses, or at least we can say for certainty, at least 90% of the businesses would fall within that category. Mm-hmm. So what that does is that we look at what they generate towards our GDP, our employment, overall Dominica's economic development. So if we're talking about businesses in Dominica and the contribution to development, we have to talk about what exactly the MSME is doing. And that's why, we talk about resilience. And when we talk about resilience, we're talking about their comeback. We talk about innovation. Mm-hmm. We talk about creativity. Mm-hmm. We're talking about, the future of Dominica on a whole. A lot of that stuff depends on, the activities within the MSME sector.
Mm-hmm. So explain to us the power of MSMEs in Dominica, but more so, What has happened in recent time that has, I would say, allowed Dominica to have this robust system in place?
Well, there are a number of things that have been happening lately. Among the things that must be highlighted is that we're just about to complete or put in place the required some legislation and some policies that would further enhance the activities of the MSME. But then again, we have a number of other organizations like, NDFD, we have the DYBT and a number of other organizations.
DIC.
DIC, who was supposed to have been here with us today. A number of those organizations who are really pulling resources and doing things with that sector to ensure that, continuous growth, innovation, employment, generation, and things along that line. So quite a bit of stuff has been happening. But Elazar, you may want to talk on some of
Yes, well, from our point of view, that's the very essence of the NDFD. The NDFD was set up more than 40 years ago to really focus on the development of that sector, right? Back in the day, there were sectors or people that were kind of labeled as quote-unquote unbankable, but still, needed support. And so I remember when NDFD was first established, NDFD really focused back in the day, focused on those candle makers, back in the day, because there was a thriving sector, back in the day. And then fast forward to today, we NDFD has still been, doing the same thing, and that is providing, much needed financial support. And to complement that, we do a lot of training, capacity building, and at the same time we provide a lot of platforms that we believe further enhance the capacity and entrepreneurial spirit or drive of our people in our sector. So, for example, this October we will once again have the Creole in the Streets. So, and that is a major expo that gives numerous MSME players exposure to a wider market. We just finished. We just did the Green Innovation Summit, which is more focused on green entrepreneurs, young aspiring green entrepreneurs whose businesses are not just focused on profit making, but also focused on on green sector, sustainability, environmental, friendliness, and then we also do a lot of trainings, free trainings in the villages, like the minding your business. We have our office to the people, where instead of asking our Kalinago people to come to Roseau, is us who go to them, on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Technically bringing the entire NDFD infrastructure right there at their doorstep. So
But I was just taking some notes though. I just want to stick on this a little. Apart from the training that you mentioned, you mentioned the NDFD. But do you get a sense that a large percentage of the population you are going to this, Vincent?
Yeah. If I were to mention, it's along that vein that our current Prime Minister in 2009 realized that if we're talking about any serious growth and assistance, to the business sector, see some development, that a unit needed to be formed. So in 2009, the government set up this unit basically to assist as many small businesses as possible with grant financing, give technical assistance, give training, a number of. So even today, he's assigned a minister for small business. That is Honorable Darren Pinat, and he's been ably assisted by our PS, Gloria Joseph. So we've seen a number of, this thing came from an idea from the Prime Minister, who's put in quite a bit of funds and resources into the unit, and have it, it's just been dispersed to people all over the country, So now, for over the last, from 2009, we've pretty much seen an explosion in creation, the development of small businesses on the island.
You wanted to add to this, Ambacasio, as we move along?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I was asking what has happened in recent time,
Mm-hmm.
and because you gave me, a good example of what you all have been involved in. So things like strategic partnership, we can say check. Digital
Definitely.
transformation incentives as well, initiatives as well.
Yeah.
Has a lot been done in this regard?
Yes, well, definitely. Through our financing programs, we do support a lot of digital transformation programs, and it's something that we just don't encourage. It's something that we do at NDFD. Same thing with our green program. Before we even really promote it to our clients, NDFD really initiated the quote unquote greening of our own businesses. And during the Green Innovation Summit, it's very much focused on how can like the all of these emerging digital technologies and platforms help our small businesses become more competitive, especially in the global market scene.
Yeah.
That's why a big part of that program is what we call mentorship, where we invite people from different sectors to really engage our young innovators, so to speak, including people who have really made a mark in the digital scene.
Yeah. Even in digital transformation, let me just mention that government has been very active over the last few months in terms of pumping quite a few $1 million in actually being practical, giving persons, the tools, the equipment, the expertise, in terms of digital transformation. I think maybe over 100, 200 persons have been given the various equipment, that is needed, because government is really looking to transform from traditional into digital, and other innovative concepts.
Definitely.
And apart from this, these incentives on digital transformation, there's also sector-specific support as well going on.
Oh yeah, quite a bit of that is
Definitely.
going on as well. Quite a bit of that.
Mhm.
I know the minister had a statement that the PS
I'm trying to see if I can get the statement. So,
statement going.
Yeah.
That'd be really great.
because today is the day of the observance.
Today
The-
is-
Today,
yeah,
it
today
is.
is-
It is.
International MSME Day.
Okay, so let's see if we can hear from the minister.
Yeah, through the PS.
Let's listen. Yes.
Day of June 2025 marks a day recognized internationally as MSME Day, a day dedicated to recognizing the remarkable contributions of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises to our economies, our communities, and our everyday lives. For us in Dominica, it is important to note that the majority of our businesses, both registered and unregistered, formal and informal, are classified as MSMEs, with the vast majority being small. Globally, there is not a single definition for MSMEs. Economies the world over are not all the same, not the same size, and there are significant variations in the development stages. Within CARICOM, and indeed in Dominica, the number of priority sectors for MSME development vary. The competitive advantages of MSMEs are not the same, and the business investment climate can be challenging and even volatile at times. The World Bank defines micro enterprises, as an example, as those with a total number of employees not exceeding 10, total sales amounting to US $100,000 annually, that is equivalent to about $37,000 EC, and total assets capped at the same. In Dominica, we have established 5 benchmarks which have been used to identify and to classify MSMEs, namely the number of employees, the annual sales turnover, investment in plant and equipment, size of the manufacturing area, and farm acreages for agriculture and agribusiness. MSMEs are the heartbeat of our economy. They represent over 90% of businesses, provide more than half of all jobs, and drive innovation and growth in every corner of the globe. MSMEs are not just business entities. They are dreams in action. They are families empowered and communities uplifted. The journey of an MSME is not an easy one. It is a story of resilience, of dedication, of passion, creativity, and courage. From the local bakery that serves us our early morning bread to the technical startup developing solutions for tomorrow, MSMEs show us what is possible when determination meets opportunity. On this International MSME Day, the Ministry of Labor, Entrepreneurship, and Small Business Development reaffirms our commitment to supporting these enterprises. The government of Dominica is creating a sustainable environment where MSMEs can access the resources, both technical and financial, the knowledge and the networks they need to succeed. Let us all champion policies that foster entrepreneurship, promote fair competition, and encourage sustainable growth. To all the MSME owners, employees, and supporters in Dominica, we salute you. We salute your passion, your perseverance, and your invaluable contribution to our society. You are, of course, the engines of inclusive prosperity and the architects of a better future. Let us work together to ensure that MSMEs not only survive, but thrive, today and for generations to come. We wish all MSME entrepreneurs a happy International MSME Day. Thank you.
Thank you, P.S. Gloria Joseph. A lot of takeaways from this, very
Definitely.
profound, very deep. So I get the sense that, so Dominica is charting this path towards resilience and sustainable growth, and small businesses remain at the center of that vision.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is very much, that is definitely. And basically, as I say, what we're attempting to do is really to inform people further of the economic contribution of MSMEs, not only in Dominica but in the world over, and how they foster innovation, creativity, how they employment creation, and all this good stuff. And we just want people to have a deeper appreciation and to encourage entrepreneurs, persons out there who feel that they're capable of doing those type of investments to come aboard, and strengthen that sector. Because, as I says, about 90% of the businesses or even more in Dominica could be classified within that category.
How is the unit sort of championing the entrepreneurial spirit of the people involved in this small business development?
Well, as I said, we have a unit that's pretty dynamic. Among the things that we're really trying to push a lot on now, really creating policies, having a legislative framework, the things that really are going to enable, the development of the sector. But we continue to do a lot of work in terms of training individuals. When possible, we do the grant financing. Belasio mentioned it as well. We do some work around mentorship. It's quite a bit of stuff that's going. We do a lot of individual visits. We assist. We have a number of things that if persons come to our offices, that we may be able to assist them in. So we just encourage people as much as possible to see us and see the other organizations like the DIC, the DYBT, the NDFD, and all those organizations in Dominica that are committed towards MSME development.
Mr. Bacastio, give us some more information how people can access support, maybe
Well,
some of
first-
the numbers to call where they can go on social media to get more information.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, something significant happened today, which is the issuance of a joint statement, by, of course, the Small Business Support Unit, DIC and NDFD. So I
You
think
had a
it's,
ceremony for this, or you just had a...
we just did a deployment, a release on the media houses, on our social media pages, really signaling that we would like to build more synergy amongst us in support of this sector, and it's something that I believe we really have to do. So but on from the point of view of the NDFD, we continue to we continue to stand alongside the MSME sector for more than 40 years now. We will continue to champion your journey. We will continue to amplify your ambitions and walk with you through every challenge and opportunity. For over 4 decades, we have empowered small businesses to transform lives, uplift communities, and ignite innovation across Dominica. So, through accessible financing, hands-on business support, and dynamic training programs, we remain deeply committed to your growth and your resilience. So on this day, we just would like to really salute you, for your courage, creativity, contribution to nation building.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we reaffirm our commitment, and this is a 40-year and running commitment to keep opening, doors, so you can keep breaking barriers. So I think most people know where we can be found. We have our social pages on Facebook. But for those who would like to, make a quick, WhatsApp message now or call now, they can always message or call this number. It's 275 6859.
275-6859.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the direct WhatsApp and call and number to call. And very soon we will be opening our registration for our Creole in the Streets. And a lot of our small business people really look forward to this every year because
well organized as well.
And it's the time where they really get to be exposed and they really get to move a lot of their products, and get to meet a lot of potential partners. Investors, and I think more than that, what NDFD has, and it's something that I witnessed when I first came in. It's this really kind of deeply rooted relationship with the sector, because I have encountered there, entrepreneurs that is a grandson or a granddaughter of an original NDFD client back in the 80s or 90s. So there's some kind of long tradition of relationship between NDFD and of course the small business sector. And I think it's a good thing, for us. And we're also very excited to partner with the small business unit DIC and other partners out there. DYBT is also a perennial partner. And so it's time, because we believe that as this sector grows, we all grow, and it's not just a buzzword. It's not a buzz phrase. It's proven. If you look at the biggest economies in the world, they're built by small businesses that were
because
built
every
up.
small business has the potential to create a lasting impact,
Definitely.
contribute potentially to and meaningfully as well to
And
Dominica's
not only
economic
that, small
independence.
businesses is not just really a business enterprise. They represent culture, our culture. They represent our national collective aspirations. Family stories and all of these things. So they are just really they're more than social enterprises. For me, they're actually social anchors.
I like that.
Yeah.
I definitely like this. Yes, Vincent Etienne, as we end, I don't want to rush you, but as I said, we have other things.
I thought we're just happy you've given us the opportunity to educate
Thank you very
the
much.
public further about International MSME Day. And, I just want the general public to know that the government is totally committed towards the development of the sector, the MSME sector, and is doing everything that's possible to create that enabling environment within which that they can strive. And as I said, we do that in a number of areas, be it helping develop strategies, putting various policies in place, a legislative framework, assisting with training, grant financing if possible, So,
because this drives national progress.
Well, exactly.
definitely.
It is based on that. That's really, as it says, the anchor. Those are the growth pillars for. So again, I just want to congratulate all the hardworking small business persons out there. To continue, be encouraged. Know that there is a lot of support, a lot of organizations that are in place to assist, and come in, see us, discuss with us, and let us see how together we can grow, all for the benefit of Dominica's development.
Okay, and as we said, as Dominica chats this path towards resilience, towards sustainable growth, small business is at the heart of this.
Oh,
Small
definitely.
business has a major role to play, at the
And-
center of that vision.
Yeah, and if I may say, I think one thing that we really have to strengthen is our the unity, the synergy amongst us, because it's like sometimes there's a tendency for us to really kind of compete,
Turfy.
compete against each other or whatever. But
I
there's
like
a
that
much
point.
there's a much bigger world out there to quote unquote in a way conquer, right? So I think together we will be stronger. It's time for us to we really would like to see Dominican businesses, Dominican brands competing not just in the regional landscape, but in the international
Okay.
scene as
Yes.
well.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Okay,
Mr.
thanks, Ivana.
Mr. Etienne, next time I promise that I will give you more
Thank you very
time. I'll give you more time. But all the best. And again, as I end, let me also say happy MSME Day.
Yeah, good. Thanks,
That
everyone.
sounds strange, but it's very significant.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. And that's how we end this discussion.